Hi, this is Michelle Silverman Bedell, the broker of Silversons Realty. Today I would like to speak about problems that arise during the buying and selling process which can impact a transaction. If you're financing a purchase, the appraisal is a factor. If the appraisal is low or below the asking price, the buyer has several options, assuming the offer is conditional on financing. The buyer can either renegotiate the price, finance less, or terminate the transaction. Note that if the buyer is financing very little and the appraisal comes in low, the bank will probably lend on this transaction. Also, appraisals are important, especially if the transaction is a private or an off-market sale. If the property is not marketed on the MLS, the multiple listing service, or publicly, it doesn't have full market exposure, which can distort the value. Inspections are very important and can uncover many significant issues which could interfere with the transaction. These can include old heating boilers or furnaces, old AC systems, a 10 to 12-year-old hot water tank, an old roof or one in poor condition, chimney deterioration, cracking or leaning retaining walls, rotted or old windows, a lead water main, a clogged sewer line, just to highlight a few of the problems. In addition, environmental issues such as asbestos, mold, elevated radon count, termites or rodent infestation, and water contamination can derail a deal. Septic tanks and septic fields may also fail inspection, as well as underground oil tanks that need to be removed and can contaminate the soil. How are these issues resolved? Usually the seller and or buyer share the costs to repair these issues, or concession or credit is given by the seller. Another big issue are open permits and variances, such as with illegal decks, sheds, patios, and renovations. Once the permits are closed, it can cause the taxes to increase and also delay a closing. If a deck, for instance, was built without a permit, it may have to be legalized, which can also delay a closing and cost a significant amount of money. Another big issue are surveys, especially if there are easements or property line disputes which can impact and delay a closing. It's very important for the buyer and the broker to have an updated survey and to understand how the buyer wants to use the property, such as having an in-ground pool. Closing dates can also be an issue. In New York, a closing date is always an on or about date. It's important for the seller and buyer to agree on a closing date. At times, the seller cannot close on the date stated in the contract, but the buyer's mortgage rate expires, whereby they have to close. In this case, a solution is for the seller to rent back from the buyer. The other big issues that can interfere with the closing are contracts. Since they are legal documents, I would defer to an attorney who can discuss any contractual issues that can negatively impact the transaction. If you have any questions, please call Michelle at Silversons Realty, 914-906-4376. Have a great day and stay tuned for more informational videos.